worldwide war against crime, there are men and women trained to sink their own identity in the international underworld. They work alone, in danger and in shadow, unrecognized by friend and enemy alike. They are the operators of the almost legendary Ghost Squad.
Yes, that's Lieutenant Fielding.
An unhappy business, Colonel. But then I imagine your particular work has more than a fair amount of risk involved.
Chances of a parachute failing to open is very slight. But... Well, thank you very much, Doctor. I take it that now we've got over the business of formal identification. There'll be no delays this end?
Indeed not. There is the question of transportation, of course.
That's been taken care of. Is this all his equipment?
Yes, everything's here, apart from his personal effects. Perhaps you would like to collect them now, Colonel?
Yes, certainly.
If you would kindly step into my office
right.
and sign for them there. This way, please.
Taken it. He's on his way.
Well, thank you very much, Doctor. I'll send my driver for those 2 parachutes.
Very well, Colonel.
Well, Tony, you'd better get out of that Turkish bath and get here. Yes, the chief wants you straight away. Okay. Bye. That'll be Colonel Trent now, sir.
Ah, good. Show him straight in, will you?
Colonel Trent?
Yes, good morning.
Oh, yes, Mr. Stock is expecting you. Colonel Trent, sir.
How do you do?
How do you do?
I expect you're wondering why you've been asked to come here.
Yes, I am.
Well, have a chair.
Thank you.
A cigarette?
Oh, thank you.
Now, you command the special parachute unit attached to the Royal Air Force Station at Ennington.
That's correct.
And, last week you started a series of exercises which entails dropping men into certain parts of Germany.
That file seems to contain a great deal of information about me and my unit.
Yes, it does. Now, I wonder if you'd be good enough to run very briefly through this German exercise for me.
Well, the officers and men under my command have been selected to carry out tests on a new marking out procedure. Now, I don't know whether or not you have any idea of present parachute methods, Superintendent, but marking out entails preparing a landing area for the main drop.
I didn't know that. Thank you.
I have several aircraft at my disposal, and NATO, who will naturally benefit from the results, have arranged the dropping areas in Germany. Those are the basic details.
Thank you. Now, you know the research establishment at Ennington, of course.
Yes, of course, it's right next door to my unit.
But you've no idea of the work they do there.
No, I haven't.
The Ennington Research Station is mainly concerned with the design and testing of advanced telemetry equipment, which is to be used in the nose cone of a new guided missile, hence the need for complete secrecy.
Yes?
Now, 10 days ago, a part of this equipment was stolen. And I need hardly point out where we think it's headed for.
And you think I can help you?
Yes, I know you can. Now, the stolen equipment divides easily into 3 sections, each weighing about 4 pounds and being about so big. And each section is virtually useless without the other 2.
Yes, sir?
Send marks in, will you?
Right, sir.
Now, one part of the equipment has already turned up in Germany. To be exact, Colonel, in Drymont.
Drymond. But that's...
Exactly. Your first marking out area. Which brings me to Lieutenant Fielding and the reason you're here.
You're not suggesting that Fielding...
Had anything to do with the stolen equipment?
I suppose you know what happened to him?
Lieutenant Fielding was killed when his parachute failed to open owing to the release having been tampered with.
That could have been an accident.
On the reserve chute as well?
It has been known before.
How many times?
Once or twice.
In countless thousands of drops. Thank you. Lieutenant Fielding was killed when his parachute failed to open owing to the release having been tampered with. He was taken to the mortuary at Drymond Hospital, pending transportation to this country...
All right. Now listen, Stock. Fielding was a first-class regular soldier. If you're trying to tie him up with this, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Colonel, the work I do is sometimes very unpleasant. It's also very necessary. Come in. Colonel Trent, Mr. Marx. Marx is what you might call our man in Germany. I'd like the Colonel to hear your report, very briefly.
Yes, sir. We knew that the stolen equipment was to be taken from Germany, but we didn't know how or when. That is, until Lieutenant Fielding was accidentally killed. Part of the stolen equipment was found hidden in his parachute pack.
But this is preposterous. You're calling Fielding a traitor. Were you watching him?
No, the equipment was found on him purely by luck.
Well, one of their agents, Kaufman,
You're already known to us.
collected the equipment from Fielding's pack.
Ridiculous.
Of course, they've no idea we're onto them.
Yes, the German end's no problem. One telephone call and we rope the lot in. But for the moment, we are allowing them free access.
Why?
Because we still haven't traced the remaining two sections of the equipment. Therefore, we must assume that Fielding wasn't working on his own.
I refuse to believe he had anything to do with it.
Colonel, someone is shipping top-secret equipment to the other side. I'm sorry about your personal feelings, but for the moment they don't matter. Somewhere there is a connection between your parachute unit and this theft, and I mean to find it.
But this is downright... All right. I'll give you all the help I can.
Thank you. Now, you'll be needing a replacement for Fielding.
Yes, indeed.
Well, now, that'll be taken care of by us. Now, the form is this. We send...
I was given a full briefing and arrived at Ennington as Lieutenant Fielding's replacement. I wasn't sure what my bigger problem was, finding the leak or making a parachute jump. I decided to sort that one out when I came to it. The first thing I had to do was to report to Colonel Trent. Colonel Trent?
Yes.
Good morning, Sam Miller.
Your people don't waste much time. Well, how do you intend tackling this thing?
Well, the first thing I'd like to do is draw up some sort of list.
Headed possible suspects, no doubt.
Well, not quite, sir.
Well, let's go to my office. I tell you here and now, Miller, this business disgusts me. This morning I came in here and caught Blanford, my adjutant, standing over this desk. Immediately I want to know what he's up to. My own adjutant. Yes, I'm sorry. I realize you have your work to do. Now let's get on with it.
How many of your people knew the actual dropping area?
All of them?
I mean, before the aircraft left the unit.
Only two. Lieutenant Blanford, my adjutant, and Captain Horsted.
Blanford I've just seen. What about Horsted?
He's acting liaison officer for the exercise. A first-class man. Both of them are.
Were they both on the last drop?
As a matter of fact, neither of them were.
I see. Could Fielding have known the exact dropping area before the exercise began?
No, it's all kept very quiet. Might have found out from Blanford. They're pretty close friends. But knowing Blanford as well as I do, I doubt it.
So the only two people who could have known the exact map reference were Blanford and Horsted.
What you are in fact saying is they were the only two who could have passed the information on to the agents in Germany.
That's right, sir. They'd need to know in advance in order to make collection.
There is someone else who could have told them?
Oh?
Me. As CO, I naturally know the landing area first.
I think you can be ruled out, Colonel.
Why? From what I understand, every man in this unit...
You took part in the actual exercise, Colonel.
What difference does that make?
You could have carried the equipment yourself. There would have been no need to double up with Fielding.
I see. Well, what happens now?
Well, there's nothing much I can do at the moment except wait and get myself acquainted with Blandford and Horsted.
They are #1 suspects, are they, Miller?
For the moment, sir.
Well, I wish you luck. Though I'd rather think you were looking elsewhere. I'm always here if you want me.
Thank you, sir.
There you are, sir.
Thank you. You can send that lot back now. Any word from Miller?
Not yet, sir. Do you want me to get in touch with him?
No, he'll turn up when he's ready.
Wagging his tail behind him.
Yes. Wagging his what?
His tail, sir. Hello? Oh, yes, just a minute, please. It's Marx, sir, from Germany.
Yes, Marx. Yes, just a minute. Where's that damn pencil? I had it a minute ago. I was used... Ah, thank you. You're all right, Marx. Go on. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, Billy. I'm going to make a phone call. See you later.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Keith. What are you drinking?
Oh, no, I've already got one, thanks. Look, I was wondering about Peter Fielding. Is there any news?
What sort of news?
I don't know. Cause of accident? There must be something.
No, not yet.
Look, there was something he said to me just before he took off.
Oh?
Well, he said his pack felt unusual. Heavy.
Oh, Keith.
I know it sounds stupid, but...
Have you mentioned this to anyone else?
Not yet. Well, it might mean something.
I'll talk to you about it later.
Thanks. Oh, Jack.
Hmm?
Look, I might even put in a report.
We'll talk about it. Hello. New face. You must be Fielding's replacement.
Yes, sir. Miller.
I'm glad to know you, Miller. I'm Naismith, MO for the outfit. First visit to England?
No, sir, I was here on a refresher course about 6 years ago.
Oh, it's not a bad place, really.
See you, Doc.
If you can put up with these rap types.
Yeah, watch it.
Can get pretty rowdy on mess nights, you know. This is Willie Ward, Beverly Pilot.
Miller.
Well, excuse me, you chaps. I'm duty boy. Just been called to the guard room.
Well, I'm just going to make a phone call. Look, hang on, and we'll have a gin wave.
Oh, by the way, who's that with Blandford?
Oh, that's Rowley Horsted. I'll introduce you all round when I come back.
And the girl?
Well, that's Sarah Glindon. You want to be nice to her. She's in charge of the parachute store.
I will.
Not too nice, mind you. She's engaged to Horsted.
Thanks for the tip.
Yes, she's one of these fast-diminishing one-man types. I'll see you later.
Yes.
When are you off again?
Well, sometime tomorrow. Had the provisional details in a couple of hours ago.
Did you? You didn't say anything about it to me?
Oh, didn't I? Well, it must have slipped my mind.
Yeah, I'll bet. Same again.
Really,
Now, don't you start saying it. I'll get enough of that from the doc.
Well, she's right, Rowley. We've got a heavy day tomorrow.
What do you mean, we? Don't be so damn smug. Who the devil does he think he is? Giving me advice.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to...
You're sorry. You rub salt into a wound and wonder why I yell.
Rowley, please.
It seems as if someone's had too much to drink.
No, I wish it were that easy. Excuse me, will you?
I'm sick and tired of everybody treating me as if I was some sort of problem boy. All I want is a drink, and you stand around staring at me as if I was a freak.
Rowley.
Well, tell them, Jack, will you? Tell them to leave me alone.
Now, Rowley, you've got nothing to worry about. Let's take in some fresh air, shall we?
All right. Hello, I'm the new boy, Miller.
Hello. Sarah Glindon. Well, I suppose you heard all that.
Some of it.
Not very impressive for your first day here, was it?
Well, it's not the first mess dust-up I've seen.
Look, I want to tell you something. It's about Rowley Horsted. You might as well hear it now from me, or goodness knows what you'll be told. He's not always like this. It's only now and again he gets depressed, and... Well, you see, he was a prisoner of war in Korea. He had a very bad time, and it's left a scar.
I'm sorry.
Physically, he's absolutely all right. Just every now and again, something inside seems to snap, and he lands out at everybody.
Is he having treatment?
Yes. Jack Naismith. They've been close friends for a long time.
I should have thought in his condition, this
Yes, I
sort
was
of way-
coming to that. The treatment's unofficial. As far as the authorities know, Rowley's made a complete recovery. It's only lately he's been having trouble again. If he was discharged, I don't know what he'd do.
And Naismith's more or less covering up for him.
Yes, he's a good friend. I don't know how much longer it can go on.
Is this why he wasn't on the last jump?
Yes, he wasn't well.
I take it you're Miller.
That's right, and you're Blanford. Well, if you'll excuse me.
Of course. How is he?
Well, he's all right. Jack's mixing him something.
Oh, Keith, I don't know. If
Now,
only...
stop worrying. It'll all sort itself out.
Excuse me, chap. Excuse me. Yes,
What do you make of Miller?
Oh, he seems pleasant enough.
I'm not at all sure that I like him.
That's rather a snap decision, isn't it? You've only known him 5 minutes.
Maybe so. Nevertheless, I just don't like the look of him.
Yes, he's warned Origa for a low blow.
I think I'll go over and see Rowley.
Shall I come along?
Oh, no, it's all right. Thank you, Keith. I'll manage.
Well, I'll walk part of the way with you. There are a couple of letters I want to write anyway.
All right.
hello, what can I do for you?
What the devil are you doing in here?
Well, as a matter of fact, I was just working up enough energy to turn in.
Well, this is my room.
I'm sorry, old boy, this is my room. Look, I left my case. Whoops, my mistake.
Well, can't you read? My name's on the door.
Is it? I didn't see it.
Well, look.
Oh, dear. It's all yours.
Wait a minute.
What are you after? Now, you wait a minute. You've been snooping about in here.
What the devil do you think I am?
Well, to put it mildly, I think you've probably got light fingers.
Now, I've already told you I made a mistake with the rooms. Now, you'd better watch what you're saying, Blanford, or what? All right, I'm new here, and you've made it pretty obvious I'm not exactly your cup of tea. Let's leave it at that, shall we?
No, we shan't. I'm not satisfied, Miller.
Come in. Yes, Blanford.
I'm sorry to disturb you, sir, but I have a complaint to make against Lieutenant Miller.
Oh?
I can explain everything, sir.
What's the trouble, Blanford?
I found Lieutenant Miller in my room, sir. He says it was an accident, but frankly, I don't believe him.
Well, Miller?
Well, it's as Blanford said, sir. I made a mistake with the rooms. The door was open.
All right. You can go, Blanford.
But, sir...
That will be all. See you later, Keith.
Yes, sir.
That wasn't very clever, was it, Miller?
No, I'm afraid not.
I take it the mistake was deliberate?
Yes, I didn't expect him so soon. I hope you can pacify him.
Leave it to me. Well, did you find anything?
Possibly. A German telephone number scribbled in one of his books. Nuremberg 53250.
Surely that can't mean anything.
We'll have that number cleared, sir.
Anything else?
Not yet.
I'm not surprised. Colonel Trent. Oh, hold on a minute, please. For you, Miss Carter.
Thank you. Lieutenant Miller.
It suits you. Listen, we've heard from Marx in Germany. Delivery of the second part of the equipment is scheduled tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
You'd better get a move on, hadn't you, Lieutenant?
Thank you, Porridge. Second part's due out tomorrow.
Second jump. So there is another carrier.
Colonel, if it's one of your men, we'll find him.
Hello, Jim. Hold a minute. Gentlemen.
Right, sit down, please, gentlemen. Smoke if you wish.
I never know why they call me in on these meetings. Always do.
Right, settle down, please. You are all aware of the basic procedure of this exercise. I don't want to waste any time running it over it again. So if you have any questions, let's have them now. Right. Weather permitting, our second jump is set for 1600 hours today. Aircraft groupings will be the same as last time. Blanford?
Victor 01 will be the lead plane. Captain Brinkman, you'll have Peter 05. Captain Longman, Sugar 37. The liaison officer, Captain Horsted, will you please report to the CO for details of the advanced dropping area? The rest of you, if you'd sort out any other details with your unit commanders before the main briefing. I think that's all for the moment, sir.
Right, gentlemen, that will be all. Main briefing at 1500. Right.
Jack, you're going to let me go this time, aren't you?
Rowley, you're not up to it.
Let me be the judge of that, will you? Just this once?
What happens if something goes wrong?
It won't. I've got to go. You know how things are. I can't keep putting it off.
There'll be other jumps.
That's not a good enough answer, Jack. It's got to be this one.
Look, you're tied up with the CO for some time, aren't you? When you've finished, come over and see me, and I'll see if I can fix you up with something.
Thanks, Jack, thanks.
Oh, Jack. Sir. Will it be 100% turnout?
I'll ring you through.
Right, you.
I think Blanford and Horsted had better go with us in the lead plane.
I'll arrange it.
Oh, heaven knows I'd like to know definitely before then.
Everything clear now, sir?
Yes, I think so.
Would you mind if I pop into town for a while? There's something I'd like to pick up.
Yes, of course.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, well, anyway, I'll see you later.
Roger.
Rowley, I'll see you in the office. Give me a few minutes, will you?
Yes, sir.
Did Blanford have permission to leave the station?
Yes, he did.
Was that permitted after briefing?
Yes, in peacetime.
Well, I'll have him checked all the same. Thank you, sir.
Oh, what are you giving me this time?
A tranquilizer, same as before.
Huh. And I'm very grateful to you for all this. You know that, Jack, don't you?
Save it.
If only I'd known it was going to end up this way.
Oh, come on now, Rowley, it's not that bad.
No, isn't it? I say, you sure that's the same stuff as you gave me last time?
Now, just take it easy, Rowley. Come in here and lie down for a bit, huh?
Yes, Doctor.
Come on.
Oh, hello, sir. I'm looking for Horsted, and I understand he came over to see you.
Yes, that's right. He's asleep in there. I've just given him a sedative.
Will he be out long?
About 12 hours.
Well, that means you'll miss the drop.
There's nothing else I could do. The man's in no condition to jump. I just don't know what I can do for him anymore. I've tried everything. But I really don't think I can put him back on his feet again.
Well, I must say you're taking a pretty big interest in him, sir.
Well, what do you expect me to do? Let them shove him on the scrap heap without a chance?
Is that what would happen?
I can't see it any other way.
But if the man's as ill as I'm given to understand he is...
Now, look here, Miller. I've argued with him till I'm blue in the face, but he just won't listen. You see, we were taken prisoners together in Korea. They worked him over pretty badly. Why he never cracked up then is still a miracle to me. I got off pretty lightly. presumably because I'm a doctor. I respected him then, and I respect him now, which is why I'll help him all I can. Do I make myself clear?
Very.
I'm sorry, this business has been very upsetting.
But I must say he's very lucky to have such a good friend as you.
I'm not sure if that's what I am anymore. Not in here, if you don't mind.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
Perhaps I should have told him long ago that his jumping days are over. But when he came out of hospital, he seemed so confident.
Well, I must say I wouldn't like to be the one to break the news if it ever came to that.
Exactly. How do you tell a man his career's finished?
Quite. Well, I'll push off, sir. Will there be a full turnout apart from Horsted?
Yes, he's the only one.
All right. Shall I inform the Colonel?
No, I'll ring him through.
Right, sir.
Blandford's late.
10-2.
What the devil's keeping him?
Hello, Sarah.
Did you have to do it?
I couldn't let him go. It was the only way. You see, in his state of mind, if he...
Jack, you can only nurse him for so long. He's got to face up to it sooner or later.
You know what that would mean, don't you, Sarah?
He'd set his heart on going on this next jump. He's trying so hard to prove himself.
I know.
Will you tell Colonel Trent?
I'll have to tell him something.
Poor Rowley. This is the second jump he's missed in a week. Sooner or later he... Jack, it isn't that I don't appreciate all that you're trying to do for him, but he's got to face up to it.
Is that what you really want?
Yes.
Very well, Sarah. From now on, we'll let things take their course.
Thank you, Jack.
Well, hello. I didn't think you were going to make it.
I don't think you need to worry about me. I'm terribly sorry, sir.
It's not a very good example.
No, sir.
Right, carry on.
Yes.
Right, gentlemen. I intend to say this once only, so please give me your full attention. The drop is set for 1945. The time is 15:02. Now. The DZ is again in Western Germany. Map reference 700936. The navigators have already received the approach route. Now, the weather chaps have given us a very good picture. And you'll know the area. We've used it before, so I don't expect any of you to get lost. Now, the jump will be made from 5,000 feet. Any questions? Yes, Willie?
I understand that Captain Horsted won't be going with us, sir.
Yes, that's right. Unfortunately, he's confined to the sick bay for a day or so. However, I'm sure that you'll find Lieutenant Blake will cope admirably with any liaison problems that crop up.
Thanks, sir.
Now, anyone else?
A small point, sir. Will we be returning immediately after the exercise, as on the first drop?
Yes, no peace for the wicked, Blandford. Right, that will be all. Unit commanders take over from here on in. Good luck and thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Miller. Sir? I'd just like a word with you, please. A check with the transport people, will you, Blandford?
Yes, sir.
Well?
We've been on to Marks in Germany, already in waiting.
They've got the map reference already?
Yes.
But the only two people who knew were...
Blandford, Horsted, and you.
3 runners. Would you like to put your money on any of them?
I'd say Blandford.
Well, we'll know in a few hours.
Yes, we could show our hands now, but I'd rather not. Far better to wait till they actually make contact on the German side.
There's one thing that bothers me. Even if you do pick up the contact man, you still won't know who took the stuff out of the research place.
Yes, we've thought of that. Whoever it is, his job's finished. He'll be sitting tight.
Until you dig him out?
Yes, it won't be easy. We haven't got one lead. Our only chance is to make the contact man talk.
Okay.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Blandford's quiet. He seems to be feeling the strain.
What do you expect? We're nearing the dropping zone now. All set, Blandford?
Oh, yes. Yes, sir.
You're very quiet.
I was just thinking about Peter Fielding, as a matter of fact, sir. Now, we were together almost all through our careers. It's only just beginning to sink in.
Better start getting the men ready.
Yes, sir. Prepare for action!
Blandford's parachute failed to open properly. He was killed the moment he hit the ground.
Hello, Rowley. Smithers, will you go and get that other list of names, please? How are you feeling?
Oh, wonderful. The sun's shining. Haven't a care in the world.
It was for your own good.
Oh, sure. Now he's even having to knock me out.
But Jack thinks...
I don't care what Jack thinks anymore. It's what I think that matters. Oh, sir, I'm finished. From now on, it'll be one long round of trick cyclists, quacks, and then the scrap heap.
Rowley. Listen, you're a young man.
Now, Sarah, don't start telling me there's a bright new career for me elsewhere. Heaven's name, what am I fit for? My whole life's been geared to the army.
We'll manage.
We?
Yes, we.
Very well. Very well, sir. I'll be over right away. Oh, hello, sir. Hello.
This is a bad business.
Yes, terrible. Well, if you'll excuse me, the old man wants to see me.
He's not giving you much time to settle in.
Well, apparently some top brass has just moved in, a Brigadier Charles. He wants a temporary PA, and the Colonel suggested me.
Bad luck.
Yes, sir.
But I'm still not convinced. Come.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Not going so well, is it, Miller?
No, sir.
Well, we'll go into that later.
Yes, sir.
Now, it would appear that both Fielding and Blandford were simply stooges.
I'm afraid so. Both men were carrying the equipment without knowing it. Their chutes had failed to open. Their bodies would be taken to the local hospital and the equipment picked up from there.
In that way, the man at this end would make no contact with the Germans whatsoever.
But why Blandford? Or Fielding, for that matter?
Well, I'm pretty certain that Fielding was chosen at random. It could have been any one of the men on the first jump. Blandford, on the other hand, could have been chosen deliberately. He was a close friend of Fielding, and Miller tells me he was asking a lot of questions about his death. Now, that might have proved awkward. So...
They gave him the same treatment. Though we checked and rechecked the chutes. Right, Stock. I'm completely in your hands. What can I do?
First, I want you to make quite sure that everyone regards Blandford's death as an accident. That's very important.
Right.
Then I want a complete file on every man and woman working on this unit. There might be a link somewhere.
I've already checked that, sir.
And I want it double-checked.
Yes, sir. You know, 2 accidents are pretty coincidental. Surely they wouldn't risk a third.
Why not? The contact apparently won't risk carrying the stuff himself. And life seems to come pretty cheap to them.
Yes, but I do see Miller's point. A chute failing to open is a pretty rare occurrence. Sooner or later, the findings of the inquiry...
Exactly, Colonel, sooner or later. Now, these jumps have been timed to take place within a short space of time. By the time an inquiry is over, they'll have completed delivery, and that's all they're interested in. Trent, I'm asking you to believe that somewhere in your unit there is a traitor. And we've got to find him.
Aren't they taking a pretty big risk, sir, dropping this equipment? It's pretty delicate stuff.
There's no risk. It was designed to take shock impact.
According to your reckoning, there's only one man left.
Horsted.
Apart from me, he's the only one who knew the DZ in advance.
DZ?
Dropping zone. And he didn't take part in the exercise.
There is, of course, just one other thing. You'd have to have access to the right parachute.
You could do that easily enough.
Exactly, Colonel. Sarah Glendon.
Well, I don't know. 2 in a week. That's your quota for a year, isn't it?
We certainly don't want any more.
Had a spell like this before. Over at Little Rushington Advanced Training School. 3 weeks in a row some poor blighter copped it. For 3 Wednesdays, as a matter of fact. I must say, even the tough nuts were getting worried. Well, we even began to think they weren't accidents.
Seriously considering they might be.
Deliberate? Well, I don't know, boys. It just seems fishy, that's all.
Oh, I always did say you chaps had too much imagination.
Well, whichever way you look at it, we're in for a thumping great inquiry. You just see.
Trouble is, by the time they get the findings of the inquiry, the dear old parachute will be obsolete. Anyway, if they find this is the doings of a homicidal maniac, I'll buy you a crate of scotch.
I'll hold you to that.
Of course, you'll need a motive. What do you fancy? Jealousy, revenge, financial gain?
Or, as you suggested, old boy, just a plain old-fashioned homicidal maniac.
Any suggestions?
Well, who do I know? Apart from my crew, who's sick in the mind.
Joke's over. Let's just remember that 2 of our boys have been killed in the last week. Hello, Ronnie. How long are you going to keep this up?
What do you want me to do? Sing and dance?
All right, so I put you under. You were in no condition to jump.
I shan't find that out until I try, will I?
I suppose you heard about Keith Blanford.
I have, and I'm sorry, but don't change the subject. I'm going next time.
What happens if you crack?
I'll sort that out when I come to it. Look, Jack, I've got to find out for myself. If I am finished, I want to be the one to tell them.
I take it that what I say doesn't matter anymore.
I've made up my mind, and no one's going to stop me. You know, sir, War and Peace reads easier than this stuff.
You've read War and Peace?
Well, not exactly, sir, but I was at school with someone who did.
Wagging his tail died.
No, there's nothing of any interest yet.
Now, keep looking.
Look, if we're so certain that Horsted...
I didn't say that.
All right, pretty certain. I don't really see the point of plowing through this lot.
Miller, how many times have I got to remind you...
Colonel Trent's office?
I'd like to speak to Brigadier Charles, please.
Hold on, Porridge. Miss Carter for Brigadier Charles.
Yes, Miss Carter.
We've checked that Nuremberg telephone number you gave me.
What do they say?
I'm just going over to the parachute store.
Right. Be careful.
Let me play it by ear, sir.
Yes, Miss Carter.
Your pencil will be under your file, sir.
Is it? Yes, so it is. You're right. Well, go on, then.
All right, sir. I'll start all over again.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Working late?
I've checked and rechecked the chutes for the next jump. I don't want a third tragedy.
Must be a great worry to you.
I've never felt so responsible for anything in my life.
Look, why don't you let me buy you a drink?
Thanks, but no.
All right, I'll stay and keep you company.
All right.
How many keys are there to this place?
Why do you want to know?
Oh, just interested.
There are 4, as a matter of fact.
Who keeps them?
Colonel Trent's got 1, the guardroom's got 1, and I keep the other 2.
The place wasn't exactly designed for security, was it?
No, it wouldn't be difficult for someone to get in here.
And interfere with the parachute?
I've already told you I personally check and recheck the chutes before the boys leave.
Some hours before.
Naturally.
Time enough, in fact, for somebody to get in here
And tamper with the chutes? You must be out of your mind.
How long have you known Captain Horsted?
I don't see that that's anything to do with you. I suppose you've been listening to all this filth that's been going round in the mess.
Well, I have heard 1 or 2 wild guesses.
And that's all they are. They won't leave him alone.
He is having psychiatric treatment.
That doesn't make him a maniac.
I never said that.
Look, he's a good man and a fine soldier. The army's been his whole life. And now these idiots are saying this about him. Why won't they leave him alone?
How's it going?
So-so.
I just dropped in to ask if you want me to carry on with the next part of the exercise as planned.
Yes, don't change a thing. I'm going with you.
What?
I'm going with you. See what happens.
Right. Well, I'll leave you to it.
How did you make out?
Well, she seems genuine enough.
Well, I found something interesting. Naismith was a prisoner of war in Korea.
Yes, he told me.
Oh. Well, did he tell you how he was treated?
Pretty well. He put it down to being a doctor.
Well, according to this file, he underwent extensive brainwashing treatment, indoctrination. Now, Horsted we know about, but there are no details as to how Naismith reacted.
But surely he was screened.
And cleared, but it might mean something.
What happened to him in Korea isn't exactly unusual.
It's unusual enough to bring him into the reckoning.
Does seem to have a pretty strong tie-up with Horsted.
Could be the leak.
Shall we follow it up?
Yeah. I'll arrange to get him over here, and you go and have a look around his room and his office.
Right, sir.
Give me the officer's mess, will you? Come in.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Ah, yes, that's right, Major. Sit down, huh? Well, now, Major, I'm worried.
Sir?
I won't beat about the bush. I mean Captain Horsted.
Oh, I see.
Now, it's come to my notice that you've been giving him unofficial treatment.
Oh, I can explain that.
I know all there is to know about it. Your treatment was given and accepted on a purely voluntary basis and with the best of motives. However, the fact remains you're wrong to do it, particularly in view of the events of the past week.
I don't quite understand, sir.
The 2, accidents.
But surely you can't think that Captain Horsted... Oh, I've known the man for years.
Circumstances could arise which would bring about changes in character.
I agree.
Now, it is a fact that Captain Horsted has been advised by you not to take part in these exercises on medical grounds.
Yes.
And he naturally resents the fact that his army career is in jeopardy.
Oh, naturally.
Well, now, Major, you're bearing in mind that we may be dealing with a man who is not completely in control of his actions, these accidents could have been arranged by him with some sort of, shall we say, revenge motive. Hmm?
It's possible, sir, but you've no proof.
I intend to get it. That's why you're here. I'd like your opinion. Now, I think some sort of shock treatment is called for. Something to bring about a confession. I want Horsted on the next jump.
I see. Of course, psychologically, the surroundings would be very important.
Right. And I want you to pass him as fit for tomorrow's exercise.
Very good, sir.
And I'd like you there, too.
Sir?
Just in case of complications.
Yes, sir.
Well, do you think my idea might work?
If the man is guilty, it might.
Good. Well, that's all then, Major Naismith, and thank you for your cooperation.
Thank you, sir. I know you'll understand, sir, when I say I hope you're wrong.
Stand by, starboard, stick! I can't do it! It's no good! My nerve's gone!
You've got to jump. It's the only way. Said you had to know, well, this is it.
Horsted!
Don't worry, it opened.
Well, what do you mean?
It opened, didn't it?
Well, of course
But it shouldn't have done that after you planted that unit in it last night. Sodium pentothal, it's the answer.
You drugged Horsted with pentothal and made him tell you the dropping zone.
All right, so I passed on the units, yes. And I do it again and again, till we got what we wanted.
You're a traitor.
Do you? Yes. But I know what I did was right. For peace. Do you understand? For peace.
You killed Feely and Benton.
They had to die. Our cause is greater than the lives of two individuals. It's you who are wrong. We want peace.
Who's your contact in the research place, Naismith? The contact.
You won't find out from me.
I wouldn't be too sure of it. There'll be a foolie wearing horse-knit suit. The one you fixed.
That's the pilot's radio message to headquarters.
You want him picked up?
Yes, and the German agents. They'll know what to do.
Well, sir, I'll see you back at the office.
Serves you right for showing off. We didn't have to jump.
We still don't know who the contact is.
No.
Still, I dare say we'll get Naismith to talk.
He was prepared to jump out of that airplane with useless parachutes rather than tell us.
Yes. It's quite a thought, isn't it? Just as well he wasn't wearing the fixed chute, or we might never find out.
You see, they believe they're right, just as we do.
But it's got to stop somewhere.
Yeah. But where? Well, you better hobble off. I got work to do.
Bye-bye, Porridge.
Cheerio, Lieutenant.